Hello, I'm Kathie Jenni, Professor of Philosophy and Director of Human Animal Studies at the University of Redlands. I'm going to be talking about the term animal ethics. This is a field which examines the morality of humans' treatment of other animals. People in many disciplines participate in animal ethics, but the term is also used for an area of specialization within Western moral philosophy or ethics. Animal ethics is distinct from environmental ethics, which is a broader area examining how we should value and treat the natural world, including inanimate objects, species, and ecosystems. Animal ethics primarily addresses the morality of how humans treat other individual animals. The field examines both foundational issues and issues about specific practices. The foundational questions are about the moral standing of animals. Do they count ethically, and how much? What's the basis of the moral standing of animals? How strong is it compared to the standing of ordinary human beings? And how might we adjudicate conflicts between the interests of humans and other animals? The traditional view in Western thought has been anthropocentrism, the view that only humans have moral standing because only humans are rational agents with the capacity for moral choice. That view's been powerfully challenged in recent decades, perhaps most famously by Peter Singer, who, in part on the grounds of utilitarian moral theory, argues for the equal consideration of animals' interests based on their sentience, their capacity to feel pleasure and pain. Tom Regan offers another foundational challenge to the traditional view stemming from the rights view, arguing that once we acknowledge the basis of universal human rights, even for humans who lack some of the sophisticated mental abilities of typical humans, we can see that any being who is an experiential subject of a life, any being with an experiential welfare, has inherent value and deserves a right to respectful treatment, has a right never to be treated as a mere means or a mere resource. And there are other approaches grounded in other moral theories. But much of animal ethics proceeds without a focus on an overarching ethical theory. Many authors appeal to moral principles that many of us already implicitly accept, and try to show whether we are violating those principles in our contemporary practices. For example, a very plausible, widely shared moral principle is that it's wrong to inflict massive harm on sentient beings without a good reason. So ethicists, starting with that beginning ethical principle, have taken a hard look at the harms inflicted on animals and the reasons for which those harms are inflicted, and ask, are those reasons good enough to justify the harms? With that approach, many vigorous and multi-sided debates about animal ethics are taking place about the morality of eating animals, hunting and fishing, doing invasive research on animals, keeping animals captive in zoos and aquariums, and many other issues. As you can tell, animal ethics is an incredibly rich area of study, and it's extremely critically important in its questioning of conventional current practices. And I hope I've spurred you to investigate it further.